וגם אנחנו טעינו על החיבור המוזר בין השניים. שלום לצ'יף ג'וזף ריברווינד ואשתו לארה לין. So what brings you of all places to Israel and of all places in Israel to Samaria in this visit?
Well, we have our dear friend David Ha'ivri to thank for that. We as First Nations people, my people, I'm the peace chief of the Northern Arawak tribal nation. I'm also of Sephardic Spanish Jewish descent. So this is a double blessing for me to come here to this ancient ancestral homeland.
What do you mean by ancient descent? Do you mean you're a part of the lost tribes of Israel?
Well, that's something that we have been doing research on. There may be some tribes in the Americas that are of Hebrew descent. We find many traditions, customs, even Hebrew language in some of our tribes, such as my wife's.
So according to that research, some Native American tribes are rooted in the lost Israeli tribes of the Bible?
It seems that much of the evidence is pointing to that, especially with tribes along the east coast of the Americas, and especially the southeastern tribes, such as the Anikituaya, the Cherokee people.
So you came over to see and celebrate the independence of Israel, but also to learn something?
We feel like we were brought here by Creator. Our heart is for Israel, because like Ruth, we would say, your people will be our people and your God will be our God. But we find that there are so many similarities in our culture. It's raising many questions about where these cultures and customs came from. And we've been told by many people that there could be a connection with the Jewish people, and that we're here exploring that.
Mm-hmm. We want to be a blessing to the people of Israel. We see a lot of hope in a similar story. Our people were also removed from our ancestral homelands. Our languages taken away, our identity and our culture was taken away, or an attempt to. But we see the Jewish people as the indigenous people of Judea. And we see the restoration of your people to your land, your language, your spirituality, as something that brings great hope to many of the indigenous tribes of the Americas, which is why we love Israel. We say, Am Israel Chai, and we love the people of Israel.
I wanted to ask you, Lara Lynn, you said there's a lot of similarities between our stories, but a lot of people might say the opposite, that the parallel to the Native Americans are actually the Palestinians, and we, the Israelis, are more like the Americans who came and conquered and colonized the land. What would you say to that school of thought?
When we look at this land, which is currently occupied by the Palestinians, we see a land that needs to be returned to the Hebrew people. Mm-hmm. And the Jewish people need to have their homeland back. We see it happen already in Jerusalem and in Judea, but Shomron is where it needs to happen next.
Right, and we also, you cannot rewrite over 3,000 years of archaeological history. There's so much proof that the Jewish people are the indigenous people of this land. And you are correct, there's a lot of propaganda in the U.S. and in the media that tries to slant what is taking place here in the land. And we're just trying to do our small part to bring the truth and the reality of not just ancient history, but also the modern history of the Jewish people, and that this is the land that was promised by Elohim, by the creators, our people call him, to the indigenous people of this land.
All right, Chief Joseph Riverwind and Dr. Lara Lynn Riverwind, thank you very much for this conversation. Have a great trip.
Seneko kakona bomatum, seneko kakona. Many blessings. Thank you very much.
צ'יף אינדיאני, המתנחלים יודעים לעבוד ועושים את זה טוב. הצנרת חוזרת, שלום לגיא לרר. באמת הגיע הזמן שגם אתם תעבדו.
אני קודם כל לא שמתי לב שנהדר.